it's Tim again. Um, this time I'm in a different location. Um, so we are here at the Springfield terminal, and um, and and where we at? Springfield terminal in Missouri for Prime Inc. It is officially I've officially been on my trainer's truck for 1 week, and that is my beard. You know, one of the things that you have to kind of get used to being out here on the road is that you're going to rough it. You're going to absolutely rough it. You're going to look like some of the worst times you've ever had. But you got to get through it. And I think I'm going to change setup and try to, because holding this phone is just not the best for me. So I'm going to see if I can do something to set this phone down, and I will be right back. All right, so we're back. Found a better place to set this camera up and actually record. Um, and I kind of had to kind of do a little makeshift area over here, but it's the best we got for right now. So we're just going to go ahead and start recording. So this is a full review of my first week on my trainer's truck, and basically what I have been doing for this first week as a prime TNT student. And it's been a really full week. I started out last Wednesday, or last Thursday actually. Started out last Thursday, and then it's Wednesday night at 10:33 p.m. So we'll pretty much call this a full week. So my trainer picked me up Thursday in my hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina. Picked me up Thursday night at about let's see, what time was it? It was about, no, it was about 10 p.m. Yep, it was about 10 p.m. And we delivered our first load that was from my hometown to Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is like 50 minutes, 50 miles away from my home. And then from there, we picked up a load and where were we at when we picked that load up? Oh man, I know the Kinston. We were in Kinston, North Carolina. We picked a load up from Kinston, North Carolina, and we brought that load to uh, Pennsylvania, a small little town outside of Pennsylvania. And then from Pennsylvania, we picked up a load leaving Pennsylvania, going over to Illinois. And then from Illinois, we picked up a load um, going from Illinois back to Pennsylvania. And then we picked up a load from Pennsylvania that came to Kansas. And that in between that load going from Pennsylvania to Kansas, we had to stop off in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, which is why we are at the Springfield terminal. We're at the Springfield terminal because I have to do a sleep study for Prime. So I had to kind of get routed to the Springfield terminal. I do my sleep study tomorrow evening, and fingers crossed everything works out fine. I don't think I'm going to need to do anything as far as getting a machine, because I've already had a study done before. Excuse me. I had a sleep study done before, and that sleep study basically said that I had a very, very mild case of sleep apnea, but it wasn't a case that it wasn't severe enough that it warranted a machine. So I'm hoping that with whatever Prime finds out, that in their sleep study test, that it will say the same exact thing. But I'm not. I'm not holding out all 100% doubt, because I know that this is a company. Prime is a company, and if they can figure out a way to squeeze another dollar out of me, or out of their employees, I'm pretty sure they will figure that out. So I'm optimistic that I might not need this machine, but I know that if there's a mild case in some sense of the word, that they might say it's recommended that I get one. So here we are, back in, or first time in Springfield. Um, I love the Springfield terminal so far. It's um, it's a really nice, huge layout of a space. Um, I got a chance to see the facility a little bit. They have a basketball court. There's some there were some people in there running basketball. Actually, the owner was in the gym at the time that I was walking by playing basketball. Little fact about him: he loves basketball, and if you come to the Springfield terminal, it's likely that you will probably see him in the gym at some point playing basketball. Just happened my first day here, I saw him in there playing basketball, so that was pretty neat to run into the owner of a huge company like Prime. That's pretty neat to kind of see that. So they have a basketball court. They have a nice cafe. They have a laundry room. Of course, they have the bunk rooms. They have showers. It's a really, really nice facility, and they really pulled out all the stops to make sure that this place um, kind of feels comfortable when you come. You don't feel like you are just stopping in and want to leave as fast as possible. They make it feel like you want to stay here, and that's really nice. I like that feel. So I'll probably be here for 3 days today, Thursday, and I'll probably leave out Friday afternoon to deliver our load to Kansas. Um, but while I'm here, I'm just kind of giving you guys an update on everything. This week has been really, really smooth. Um, I got a chance to get a lot of driving. I've probably done so far hours wise. I've probably pulled, let's see, so I did probably 2 hours on my first trip. Second trip, I did 10 hours. Third trip, so yeah, I probably done about 40 hours. It's 42 to 43 hours this week worth of driving. And in total miles, I've probably pulled close to 2,500 miles this week. So it didn't take me long to get my sea legs or driver legs back, per se. And I would say by the time we got on this load now that we're currently on, um, well, actually, no, the load before that. By that load, I had finally found my groove again. And so it probably took me about 20 hours of driving to find my groove to where I was consistent. I had my iced coffee, I had my podcast, I set the cruise control to 62 or 63 miles per hour, and I just sat back and I enjoyed the drive. Just like the video caption says, I did get pulled over by a state trooper on our way to Springfield. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday, Wednesday or Tuesday actually. So we picked up. I'm going to tell you what happened. We picked up our load from Pennsylvania, and my trainer was he did the first. He had only about 3 hours, 3.5 hours left on his clock, so he did the first 3.5 hours. So I'm in the bunk. I'm asleep. I'm getting up, catching the rest of my Z's, and we pull over to get fuel. So, we get fuel. I go into the truck stop. I get my iced coffee. I get an extra cup of ice, just so I can kind of have it in case I want to, crack a Red Bull or crack a seltzer water or something. I have that, and I get in the seat and I set my GPS, and we're off. And we leave the Pilot gas station, and within, I would say, not even 2 or 3 miles down the road, well, probably 10 miles down the road, within 10 miles down the road, there is a rest area. And this rest area is also being used for an inspection station, a pop-up inspection station, which I didn't even know they had those, but it's being used for a pop-up inspection station. And so I'm driving, and I did not see the sign that said all trucks, whether loaded or unloaded, must pull into the inspection station. And so I'm driving, and I blow past the sign that says all trucks must pull into the inspection station. And a truck uh, is in the fast lane, and he merges into the slow lane in front of me really quickly and pulls into the rest area. And so I'm like, whoa, that's odd. Like, why would he just kind of speed up to get over in front of me to get into this rest area? And so in my conscious mind, I'm like, oh wait, is this an inspection station? Because I didn't see the sign, but I know sometimes on the Qualcomm it'll send a message out that says pull into the inspection station. So I didn't see any message on the Qualcomm, and when I looked up at the sign for where this truck was trying to beeline into, it said a rest area. So I'm thinking, oh well, he must just be pulling into the rest area because he's got to poop really bad or pee really bad, and he was just trying to get in as fast as he could. So he pulls in front of me, slows down, and I kind of got out from beside him, got into the fast lane, and accelerated down the road. And right as you pass this rest area, there is a small little speed trap area where state troopers can sit. And sure enough, there's a state trooper sitting right there at that speed trap. Now, I'm not even going 60 miles an hour, so I'm like, okay, I can pass this guy and be fine because I'm not going to get pulled over for passing. So I pass the state trooper that's sitting right there by the rest area, and I get about, I don't know, not even not even a quarter mile down the road, and here, sure enough, here comes the state trooper with his lights flashing, coming down, right behind me, and he uh, he's in the fast lane, and you have that feeling where you're looking at the cop that's speeding down the road, and you're like behind you, and you're like, please don't come behind me, please don't come behind me, please don't come behind me, and sure enough, he pulled, got out of the fast lane, pulled in right behind me, and pulled me over. And my heart's racing, my heart's panicking, and I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, what did I do? And so he pulls me over. He gets out of his truck, or gets out of his cruiser. He comes up to my window. He says, "Hey, did you know you were supposed to pull into that rest area there?" And I said, "No, it's a rest area. I didn't know we had to pull in." He said, "Yeah, it's a pop-up inspection. You didn't see the sign about a mile and a half up the road that said all trucks must pull in?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm a rookie driver, so no, I didn't see it." She's like, "Okay." He does the whole thing, license, give me your license, and I need your book with all of your stickers and everything all of your information, and I also need your paperwork to see what you're hauling. So he grabs all of that, takes it back to his cruiser. We're waiting about 15 minutes, and in that time frame, I'm going through all of the scenarios in my head about what's about to happen. Is this trooper gonna, give me a ticket? Is this about to be the end of my career? Am I done? I am like finished. I am done at Prime. I know I'm about to get fired because I just got a ticket. Like, I'm only 2 weeks in, my career is over. I'm done. Finished. Like, that's going through my head for 15 minutes. Like, oh wow, like this is the quickest trucking career ever in the history of Prime Trucking. I know it has to be, right? So 15 minutes go by. He comes back to the truck. He says, "Hey, here's a citation. I've cited you for passing an inspection station, but it's only a warning." All right. So he gives me the paper. It's only a warning. He does, however, give my trainer a ticket. And the ticket that he gave my trainer was because the trainer did not have a physical copy um, of the truck's registration. Now, he did have a copy of the registration on his phone in the Prime app, but this sheriff, or this officer, was just adamant that it needed to be in the binder and not on his phone. So he wrote him a ticket. Now, the good thing is this ticket will not reflect on my trainer, but it will be assessed to Prime. So Prime got a ticket for not having an updated copy of his registration in his book of things that he needs to carry along with him in his truck. So he gave us those two tickets. He was really kind of friendly about it, really nice about it. He wasn't being a jerk. He wasn't, you know, uh, he seemed like a really nice officer, just kind of doing his job, getting his quota, meeting his quota for the week, and or for the month. It was the last day of the month, so whatever. I get it. I understand it. I messed up. It could have been worse. He could have cited me, gave me a real citation, and fined me, but he gave me a warning, and that warning definitely woke me up because I had spent the last 3 years driving cargo vans, so I have this cargo van mindset, about the trucking side of the industry, And so we never had to pull into weigh stations. We never had to pull into inspection sites. So like cargo vans just kind of skate through everything. So this really opened my eyes up to kind of making sure that I'm looking at signs whenever I see them and not just blowing by them, and also not relying on the Qualcomm, because the Qualcomm is not going to tell you every time that there's an inspection station. Just like this time, it didn't tell me, it didn't warn me. I needed to look at the sign that was on the road that would have told me that this was an inspection station. So I learned from that. And for the next 10 hours that I was driving, you bet by golly wild in your sweet little ass that I was looking at them signs. I looked at every sign that there was, and I will continue to look at signs. That was kind of a wake up call for me, like you got to look at them signs on the road, and not rely on the Qualcomm, because the Qualcomm is not going to tell you um, about pop up inspection stations, which I didn't even know that that was a thing. I didn't know that you could have a pop up inspection stations. That's wild to me, completely wild. Um, but I think that's it. Then we're gonna wrap it right there. Um, Guys, please make sure that if this video helps you out, or if you find this video entertaining or any way, or helpful in any way, please like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you know when myself or Anita post another video on this channel. And yeah, I think that's about it. We're gonna wrap it up right there, and that's week one of my trucking journey, TNT training journey. Hopefully, I'll be back next week with another video, week two of my trucking journey, with an update. Hopefully, there's no tickets in that video, and it's a better video for you guys, just talking about my experience. Hopefully, I can do one of these every week, and just kind of give you guys an update of what it's like to be in training at Prime during your your TNT phase. Um, so that's it for this video. You guys be good out there, be safe on the road, and we will see you next time. Peace.